the last advertising person standing from the old building.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he is. So, you know, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. Woo, go bingo.
Now, there used to be a lot of veterans in advertising, but looking around today, I can't see any. David Lane is probably next to
There we go.
16 years. About 16 years as a rookie.
I know, it is.
A decade away from this conversation. When I began as editor of advertiser in 1999, I thought I'd struck it lucky because my office had 2 doors, and I thought clearly one was an escape route. The problem is, and I was just new to Adelaide, I mistakenly discounted the level of cunning in the advertising department and the team of emissaries who were sent up to do the dirty work. So I know none of you do the dirty work. I don't know who's going to do it. My bingo's not here. So that team, a lot of you might not remember these people, Brian Moore and Steve Saunders. A couple of operatives who were as conniving and devious as they were charming. They worked in tandem, so I never saw one of them alone. They always appeared, one at each door, so there was absolutely no escape. At that time, clearly I didn't know everybody in the building, but I catch sight of somebody who I thought was a young man. I must have been wrong, but it was somebody who was always in shorts in the background. He was furtive and he was suspicious. A few years before I discovered it was bingo. In actual fact, I didn't know who it was until we moved into this very building 16 years ago, and Steve Saunders moved on, and he relinquished his role to bingo. So I went from a thorn in my side to one in my ass. Brian Moore used bingo as an advance party because he was younger and he had better eyes, and because he could see me in my office from way over the staircase where he came on from the 3rd floor. And of course, once he spotted me, there was just nowhere I could go to escape. But I wasn't the only one to suffer. Bingo has had to wear an enormous number of tirades from me. In response, I must say, in my defence, to his many hugely unreasonable requests on behalf of your clients and these people who are around here. I think, is it probably fair to say I screamed, I cursed, I think I swore a lot. I don't think I ever hit you, but I certainly abused you. But as you all know pretty well, he would never respond. He soaked it up like a sponge, and you know he's got that kind of strange, benign look in his face when things get difficult. This happened, and you know too, well I think about it, you know how he looks around the corner with his eyes, and he's standing talking to you and he hears somebody coming and he just see his eyes. That's what it was like. But eventually, I'd run out of puff, and he'd stand here like that and say, does that mean we can do it? But, because I'm a bit smarter than he is, it got to the stage I could actually sense the trouble was coming down the stairs before it appeared, and I could see his feet, and I knew every pair of shoes that he had, and he tweaked after a while, but he wasn't flexible enough to actually bend down and look without showing his feet. So I would sometimes, in fact probably quite often, hide under my desk in the office next door. But he would always find me, and I just thought it's because he's a smart dude, but he only told me the other day because my secretary told him where I was. So in desperation, I even introduced a card system like the one they use in football. And amazingly, and I can't believe this, I never get bingo a red card. It's only ever a yellow.
I got the yellow, I think Andy's has got the red.
Andy's was the only one to get a red. He was horrified to be banned from the floor for a week. He couldn't believe it because he thought we were besties. So in fact, I think he cried. There were tears in his eyes. So, has it been a pleasure?
Oh, you asking me?
I'm asking I'll give you an answer if you want. Well, it hasn't always been a pleasant experience for both of us. But what I would say, Bingo, without reservation, I've always admired and appreciated your dedication, certainly your determination to achieve the best outcome for your clients. But something that's very important to me is you always understood what was in the best interest of the company, and quite often we could work together to get a good compromise or solution. And Bingo's, I've got this old phrase, and it's well out of date, that somebody's a great newspaper person. I don't mean it to us. I mean anyone who's worked in newspapers, in advertising, or either printing, plant, or any other supporting functions, who understand the business and work together to make this company as great as it is. And Adelaide has many, many examples of that over the years. To be frank, Kurt and Brian Moore are the best people I've worked with. Certainly for me, right. Now, I can't believe I'm saying this. Bingo, I'm going to miss you. And in fact, you go straight into my advertiser Hall of Fame. So, sincerely, thank you and good luck. And if you ever need anything, call.
Changing positions.
Thank you,
Just to
Mel.
mix it up on the video.
I scribbled down a few words here, so I'm probably just going to read most of it there, but I think that it's an amazing sort of thing that I've been at the company for almost 37 years. Pretty doesn't seem to have been that long. The advertising has been such a large part of my life, and I think it always will be. And they do say that once you go in, it never leaves. So when I started, I was an editorial messenger, and that job really was a fantastic job. It's a great way to interact with all parts of the business and to see what they did and how they work. It also helped to build relationships and
Strong relationship. Lifelong.
Yeah, which is what this business is about. This was back in the old group of buildings in Waymar Street, on the corner of ANZ and the ANZ building now. And only a few of us really remember that place. It was really, really a fun place to be. The production building was set back in Waymar Street, pretty much where 11 is now. In that building was the editorial department on the third, and I worked there, and you could hear the sound of the old typewriters, which was when you walk in, it was just an amazing sort of sound. And also the journalists created their stories. The composing room was the fourth row, that's where all the pages were marked up and put together using bromides. You can hear the bromides. There's a few nods there, that's good. It was one of those places that if you were uninvited into the comp room, you had to be careful because there's a massive union strike. So one of my colleagues back then, Malcolm Garcerak, he decided one time that it was a good idea to walk into the comp room, and it was a total walkout. And the next day, Malcolm worked out what he had to do, so he just walked up to the desk of the comp room with a carton of beer, dropped it there, waved the guys over, and his ads were always the first ads to be done from that point on. It's a good old bit of currency. The presses were in the basement there, and the publishing was on the ground floor. And throughout the afternoon, the presses sometimes would start up, and you could feel it, and you could hear it in the building. The whole building sort of started to shake, and just an amazing sort of feeling there. Those were the days when it was commonplace to smoke at the desk. Yep. And one of the guys back then, and Mel said that was Steve Saunders. He did Saturday layouts. Usually when I walk in every morning, his ashtray was overflowing, but this is like 8:30 in the morning. But we cleaned that night. He's just some form of a chain smoker there. But some of you would remember the great Brian Moore. He like the layout team. And back then, they would draw the layouts with like a grid pencil ruler. It was a painstaking sort of a task, particularly when there was changes, because you just had to rip out pages and rub things out. That was certainly something that I ended up doing for a while, and that helped to sort of understand our layout team, how things together, and how it actually helped to actually get what we need for the ad clients. The advertising team, Mel has stolen some of our lines here, so I reckon you might be looking into all this, but the ad team back then were always scared of venturing down to the editorial floor. Because back then it really wasn't a welcome place, but that turned out to be part of my job.
Has that improved, Bingo?
If it has, it's not because of who.
It might have improved because Mel was not. Yeah, so I had my battles with many of the editors over time, and I had some memorable sprays, and the likes of Phil Gardner, David Timothy, Sam Weir, and of course Mel. But probably the reason for the sprays is like the editors were so passionate about what they did, and the paper, and trying to get the best of both worlds. Mel was actually one of the fun editors at the time. She's not quite his fault. And as Mel said, like he often saw me coming, and by the time I actually got there, Mel was missing. And I'd be looking around thinking, where the bloody what's he gone? I didn't want to eyeball it from the stairwell all the way through. And as Mel said, he was probably yelling at her, and she was sitting there going, Mel was there hiding behind the fighting cabinet. And as Mel touched on before there, the Soccer World Cup was in South Africa in 2010, and Mel gave me a red card for lying, apparently, which I don't reckon I did, but the next time I went to the editorial floor, Mel yelled out to me that I was banned. So, get off the floor, you're banned. I said, Mel, yellow card is a warning. A red card is that you're banned.
Bingo for lying.
Yeah, sure.
Do you get one of these every day?
So the Tizer was such a special place. It was a very social place to work. And I've made so many friends in my time, and quite a lot become lifelong friends over the years, and now as well, all of you have become part of my extended family. I've worked with so many great people in my time in all parts of the business, contributing to what I do, done best in each and every one of you, past and present, and drink.
Yeah.
I really think that it's great now that the advertising and editorial teams are all on the same floor, but we still have got that great divide being Grand Central. There's very few of us that take the plunge, and that's editorial and advertising that actually cross that divide. But I really sort of encourage everyone to venture to the dark side, depending on where you sit, it's the dark side. But certainly I encourage you to do so, because everyone's working for the same cause. So yeah. Yeah, I'm really sad to be leaving. But I feel like now is that time for me to actually take that next step. Thank you.
Bingo.
Thanks so much, Bingo. So many lovely words have been said, and you know, this guy literally, if you called him after hours, would stop his bike to get off his bike and take the call and see how he could help. And It was just, I've been working with you for such a short time, and some of these guys longer and some shorter, but for each one of us you've made an impact. So thank you, and for exactly what you said and what we stand for the greater good, and what we play in the community. So thanks from the bottom of my heart. We're so proud of you. What an exciting new chapter, and it couldn't be more, for someone so great. So all the very best. Like you said, everyone here is going to be part of your extended family. Sorry, Matt, part of your extended family. So please don't stay away. Keep coming, especially to talk to Mel. He loves that.
They've still got your number.
I don't have a glass, but I think everyone should raise theirs if you've got it, and let's just give our people up and a cheers.
Well done, Bingo. Good job.
It won't be bad, mate.
Oh no, it's gone through in my shirt.
I know, right?
Oh.
So deep.
Do these guys know how to...
In at the same time. So ready? Who's the best? Bingo! Actual bingo! You're gonna get all 9. Next we have shaking hands bingo.
Oh, we got one to get.
Coming out to the pub, or is that face saying come down to the pub?
The face is just looking at you. I'm assuring you.
Good, okay. Miss you too. You got mate to do it again.
Bingo! Do you have to give your pass in, Bingo?
Who wants a U-Part pass?
Yeah.